Hey, well, here we are back with the brain trust of the Art City Arts again. And we have Rachel and
What's up?
Rachel Brame, Dave,
Represent.
Dave Collins,
Hello, how you doing?
Jessica, I don't know her last name,
Guevara.
Devara.
Yeah,
We have a secret guest person here that we don't know. And we're here with Randy as well. um, well, we've been moving along with trying to set up our art city with many different aspects, and I guess the first one that I want to bring up is picking a date to do. I still want to persist on having an art city ants, even though somebody said we should wait until next fall. I think we should at least have a contest
mini
for
one
people to
first.
build ants, especially some of the private industry people here in Lakeland and some of the colleges. At least make one or two. It doesn't have to be the giant ant event, not our giant in numbers. We can do smaller numbers, but I think we should also do the video, the 5 minute short for the ants, and have all that around somewhere near the end of April.
Sounds like a good time frame.
So maybe like the Saturday after the Arts in Transit.
do you think that's enough time to market to the people who would be doing the videos and them do a video and get it back?
Yes.
Yeah, what's it? 2 months.
I think typically if you go past about 5 or 6 weeks, people just procrastinate and do it the day before. If you give them 2 months, they'll just wait an extra couple of weeks before they do it. Some people will get on it, but I think it's enough time. That's why I'm bringing it up, so to hear your opinion. So, what do you think?
I think it's a great amount of time. I think we have enough time to really get to work on that. And
Do we want to try to do the opening night around a first Friday or something like that? Do we want to schedule that type of thing? Just because, we have artists that are coming to this first Friday, but it hasn't blown up yet, so there's
Right.
space to do it if we want to try to do that, in the center. So we'll have the artists along the rows, have the art exhibit type of thing in the center, or maybe even in the where we have the
So you're
easels
talking
and
about
stuff.
doing it on the first Friday in May?
Yes.
And
Maybe.
so when does Florida Southern go away? When does Florida
I don't know.
Polytechnic go away? So I'm just trying to stay away from that
yeah.
as well.
isn't it
And/or-
usually
Yeah,
like May area?
The last week of April, I think, are their finals on the
So
calendars.
they might be gone.
Yeah, so I was
Okay.
trying
So
to
is
pick
it-
that Saturday that was the last Saturday in April. I think it's the last Saturday in April.
What is the date again?
I have to look it up.
Oh.
But it's the Saturday after Arts in Transit. So Arts in Transit's last day is the 18th, so it'd be the 25th. Anybody verify that?
I'm pulling up our calendars at once.
Who will win the race?
Well, I'm not
April
looking it up.
25th.
So we
Well-
want to start working on our videos, and do we have a date for April to have a deadline for that?
Do you want to pencil that in and just think about it for a week? April 25th?
April 25th as the deadline for turning it in, or April 25th
That would
as
be the day
show
you would
date?
show up with your ants.
Okay, so what's the deadline? Because we need enough time for there to be a board to review the ant videos, and also the participants in the making of the ants. So.
If we do the 25th as the submission time, we have a first Friday that we can look at. The first Friday in May. It's the week right after the 25th.
So you would present them then and give their awards?
Yeah, we could do the awards on the first Friday. We can have a DJ out there, announcing everything off the balcony, and then kind of present the awards.
And I think we can probably pick the ant winners on that Saturday, and then you could have the winners come back and put their ants up at the first Friday. Does that make sense?
True. Maybe
Is-
we can get a TV screen out there to show the winners of the video as well.
Yeah.
We could do that. Okay. So we're
Woohoo.
gonna
See,
try for the.
once you have a date, then everybody will do all kinds of stuff to make it happen. Until you have a date, everybody kind of just it's like the cloud. It's there, but what do you do with it?
So May 1st will be the show. Will be the showing
that
of
the first
winners.
Friday, May
Yes,
1st?
May 1st.
That'll be exciting.
Okay. Do we have a I don't know if anyone knows, but some people were talking about they were going to get a musical talent for this first Friday. I did enough follow up to find out if that's going to happen. So do we have like a backup? Can we just get speakers and some music out there, or they have music in the park? Okay. We don't want to take. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, do you happen to know specifically what the music is?
No. They don't even know. But they're having a band or something in the park. Okay, that's fine then. We don't need to worry about that for First Friday then.
And for other first, like, is there some point we just want to have our own music here and not worry about what's going on in the park? Like when
We do. It's just that this one came up kind of sudden. We had all the other projects we started working
Okay.
on, and we didn't have time to plan for this First Friday.
okay,
Well, question about that. Should we start doing an inside event on First Friday?
I think that would be a good idea if we had a screen that was outside that showed what was going on inside. Because our last First Friday, we were just bringing people in to show our new space, like, oh, check out Paint Along Studios type of thing. But there wasn't a lot of people going back there without us taking them back there. So I think in order for that to make it happen, we need some sort of screen or something so people know there's stuff going on inside there, and then maybe like a little lit trail, so maybe like Christmas lights or something lighting the way to that door.
glow sticks.
Glow sticks.
That's what your glow in the dark paint's all for on the sidewalk.
Does that wash away though? We don't want to, especially
should-
because
Maybe certain types do.
yeah,
but,
especially because I don't know if we could get permission to do it on the walkway next to the
We
train
will-
tracks. We don't own that walkway.
Yeah, but we could get them to the brick pathway.
True.
We
And-
could take a piece of
and-
canvas and paint a whole bunch of like cool glow in the dark paint on it and then hang it on the fence.
We could put glow in the dark paint on.
Dave.
No,
Dave's
on,
bald head.
you know, on something that's walkable. You know, just canvases
Uh-huh.
that are, you know, cloth or canvas that are this, you know, walkable.
Instead of the red carpet, we have the painted carpet.
right.
That's
You
a
know.
good idea.
And you know, we could,
Okay, so these are for next First Friday. We don't have time to do that for this First Friday. It's
you
this
know,
week.
if we could think of a surface we could roll up and
I do have an old carpet upstairs here at the building. It's like blue with a pattern on it, but it would be it's actually the same style as the carpet we're sitting on right now. I took it
Oh.
out of the other side of the building,
That
but
should be fine.
I have gigantic rolls of it. If we cut it into like, you know, the 3-foot wide strips, we could easily roll up those strips and
Well,
work with that.
would that be wide enough?
Well,
Should-
you could make them. You have plenty.
especially
Like
the
you can make it
sidewalk,
4
whatever.
feet wide or 5 feet wide, or whatever you felt like carrying around. It's just
Yeah,
a
there
matter
should-
of whether it's too heavy to pick it up and move it.
Yeah, well, that's why I was thinking 3-foot rolls, because it makes it more
Still-
manageable. But all you
Still
need is
heavy. If we could think of some substrate to make it out of that.
well, the thing about using the carpet is it would be durable, and
also
so we'd be able to use
repurposing
we
it for
can
more than
reuse it.
yeah,
again,
it'd be
And we can
repurposable.
paint it over as many times as we want.
Yeah, we could repaint it, you know, as many times as we want. Not only just that, but like you know, as we were saying earlier, like people don't necessarily need to walk on it. It just has to be something to like grab your attention and like
Oh,
kind
you
of
mean
pull
just
you.
an arrow or something?
Yeah, like
Oh,
but
So
but
it could be even
Yeah.
a foot wide or something.
yeah, it could
Or
be
just like glow in the dark footprints going along it or something like that. We can always do an artistic thing, but the main thing is getting it done now. We can always plan for the next month type
Mhm.
of thing.
Well, then the smaller you keep it, because carpet is very heavy.
It's true.
yeah.
You know, and you're
So the smaller
ultimately
the
going to roll
rolls,
it.
yeah.
You're going to roll it somewhere, you know, so you could roll it out and roll it up the opposite direction, but then it has to be wide enough to stand up at however big the roll becomes. But it's going to get heavy.
Yeah.
Especially if we keep
You
putting
know-
layers of paint on it.
You got
Yeah.
you got a dolly
it's
around
a-
here.
You know, so you know, the idea of having something that was really lightweight would be you can put it out more often. Otherwise, you almost have to have a crew,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, to
Yeah.
put it out.
Do we have any? I don't know if anyone here does, but does anyone have any black lights? Because that picture I just showed you. It's actually a big. He saw it on
I've got two
Saturday.
small ones.
Okay, never
Netza
mind.
was actually
For
talking
another
about picking
project.
up some industrial grade black lights. So I'll talk to him about that and
Okay.
see
Cool.
where he's at with that. But I'm sure he'd let
Yes.
us use them for whatever.
Because I made a big old. I know I need to make it bigger, but I have a big old Art City poster that we hung over the balcony this last Saturday, and it needs to be bigger. But right now it's 8 foot long, so it just looks small when it's all the way up there. But I was thinking if we put black lights around it, it'll kind of bring even more people to coming into that space, just because it'll be lit up. There's a lot of bright colors in it, so the black lights will go nicely with it.
Well, for the glow in the dark stuff, you don't need black lights. All they need is to be out in the sun for a while. And
Where
they
do
will
you-
They
glow
just
for
respond
hours.
better whenever you
Yeah,
have.
they
Yeah.
just
Well,
so,
Randy,
that
would
type
you-
of paint will fade. We'll have to keep repainting it and repainting it. When you have the black lights, you just turn them on. It's ready.
Well, Randy, would you object to having footprints in a substance that went across your parking lot continuously?
Are you talking like actually painting on the parking lot and something that lasts?
And or I don't know if there's clear efflorescent material. Do you know?
I don't. I'd have to do research the glow in the dark paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against it. I mean,
I
it's,
wonder if there's, clear glow in the dark.
It'd be cool because you wouldn't know it was there, and then when
Yeah.
it got dark, you'd be like, "Oh, what's that?"
Yeah.
I mean, it might look like a little like green during the day,
Mhm.
but it would really show up well at night because all the sunlight going into it throughout.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Just a thought.
All right, so we need a little investigation on the solar.
Yeah. I was
Glow in
looking
the
for
dark
glow in
paint,
the.
yeah.
I was looking for some glow in the dark paint, but they don't have a lot of variety like in the places that I check like Walmart and like the usual shops or whatever.
Now, you'd
So
wanna
probably
go
have to
in
look online.
Industrial grade, like
Yeah.
a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah. Well, I don't know which brands are good though, so I don't want to invest in like a huge bucket if I don't know the brand's good. I'll have to look up reviews or something.
All right.
By the way, Aaron Adams is working on. He was going to try to talk about it, present it tonight, but if he gets here, is working on trying to create a square, simple arts, Art City Arts square to use on Facebook and
Logo.
Like a logo.
logo.
Yeah.
Logo.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where his degree is based, is in that kind of design. So
Cool.
he's
Okay.
working on that.
Would
Okay.
he might want to contribute to an arts and transit logo at all, or like?
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send him an email.
Right on.
Have we made any headway with the official Art City Arts logo? I know the last meeting that was kind of something that we walked away with.
I'm still playing with it.
Still playing with
Yeah.
it.
We're
Right on.
playing with different ideas. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just made a big poster, and that's what we've been using so far. Like the picture from the poster, I can pull it up if you want to see. I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, it's an excellent backdrop. I like it as a backdrop for sure.
Yeah. And the picture actually in this one is the half completed one. I actually finished the whole poster. Like it's all the colors, but it's none of my crazy designs and stuff. Let me see.
I-
See that?
I think it's
So that's our temporary one.
I think it's great, but I think the
Yeah, we need like a logo.
the back
logo.
the backdrop, or the, like on a Facebook page, what do you call the picture that's there?
Cover photo, I think.
Yeah.
Banner,
Banner, yeah, the
cover,
banner.
photo,
The
or something like that.
wallpaper.
The wallpaper. I think it should change all the time, and only the Art City Arts logo,
Should be the
which is
logo,
the
yeah.
square part, because
The profile
otherwise
picture.
it doesn't promote all the arts
Yeah.
equally. Sometimes
Right.
it should be music. Sometimes it should be,
Yeah.
dance. Sometimes
wanna-
it should be other things, but never always a painting.
Yeah, I want to create folders or albums in the photo section of that, because I know we don't have a website yet, but I think we can still kind of use the Facebook as our website, and I want to start putting like the artists that are actually consistently coming to the Saturdays and the Friday sales. I want to put a little, so it'll have their name, so it'll say Jessica Guevara. The first page will be an info page, so it'll be a picture of me and then a little bit about what of my art, and then in the album it'll just have pictures of my art. So I want to have one for each of the artists that are
Most consistent attendee.
exactly.
Most consistent. Yeah. You rank them by.
Exactly. I don't want to promote artists that aren't participating in our things. I want to promote the ones that are consistently coming or coming whenever they can, type of thing, because that's our whole thing. We're trying to promote the arts and the artists that are here in Lakeland. So that's one of the things I'm going to start working on. I've already started putting together some things because I've asked people, I need more than one picture of your art so I can start putting these things together. I've also been looking at people's Facebooks and pulling pictures from there just so it starts promoting them. And I've asked people to send it to me, but they haven't yet, so I'm just going to bug them a little bit more. But I'm asking them to send like a little bio and maybe like an artist statement. So my art's about blah, 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 just so I can start having scheduled posts on Facebook. So check out this artist.
That's great.
They're going to be here this
'cause
Saturday or
that's-
this Friday. This is what their art is about. So
Yeah.
because we need to start having info coming
Right.
up on our Facebook
Right.
page, just so it's worth following us, type of thing.
I don't. We're going to have a Facebook page separately. For
Art in Transit.
Arts in Transit, or
Yeah, and
Are we-
I made a post about that on the thing, just telling people the meetings this week and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can. I don't know that they've
Or-
ever made a
or-
Facebook page for it. Or
well,
they just were
they
tagged
don't
along.
have one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
They don't have
they
one.
should.
Yeah,
Just because
I,
a lot of people don't know about it if they already had pictures and stuff from the last events, and
Yeah, I think
Then
they
they would
were
be more-
using their own
they can make
websites.
bigger and bigger. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Citrus
Oh, okay.
Facebook page or Pulp Vision
Yeah.
Facebook page and all that stuff.
yeah, well, maybe that's what we should do then. Is just use our Art City Arts as the place that we promote the
Arts and
Arts in Transit.
Well, that'd be a fine place to, cross promote, I would say.
Well,
Um,
well, it's not really. I mean, it's just like last year, all of the posts and so forth came from the organization Lakeland Vision or Polk Vision, excuse me. And the year before, all of the posts came from Platform Art. So
Excuse me.
all of the posts can come this year from Art City Arts, and
Those are what are getting shared and liked and all that stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Well, no, it'll promote this as an Art City thing, like exponentially being involved with that.
Yeah, and it's
Hello.
Welcome to our podcast.
oh,
yes.
awesome.
Oh, okay.
Welcome.
All right, we got some latecomers to the podcast, so let's see how we can't get them set up. Maybe if you drop
and
in
there's
that
a
chair.
there's
right
a mic here and a headphone here.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay, have a seat.
Well, you at least want a headset so you can hear us all interacting. So we
Yeah,
met a
there's
couple of interesting people recently. So are you familiar with Patricia Prisco? Doesn't ring a bell. How about Susan Weymouth?
Mm.
Well, she's the executive director of the Tampa Bay Business for Culture and the Arts.
Cool.
And so we've also been telling both these people about this, and we're hoping to get them to come here sometime and kind of see what we're doing and interact with us.
Well,
Yeah.
Randy and I were talking earlier today that it should be our goal for the podcast to become a place that we invite people to join us, that we talk about what they do as a part of what we're doing. So we might invite, somebody from the museum and talk to them, and then we might invite someone from Florida Dance to talk, and have it something about how do they see Art City Arts and how could they participate as an organization, just like these people, so that when we have guest people in the podcast, the content is consistently changing, which creates more people.
A bigger general interest.
Yeah, bigger general interest. As an example, if someone
Here, let me give you an example. This one person's husband is the person that designed the Dolly Museum,
cool, yeah, absolutely,
and he's very excited about all the stuff that I do with STEAM.
right.
So I'm going to go meet them. I'm going to invite them to my classroom, and then I'll be like, come do this.
Okay, fantastic. That's the whole point. But from a social media standpoint, anybody that's going to be on our podcast is probably going to like the page or something that we create, or the podcast or something. It's going to
the more people we have, the more resources and the more
Right.
ideas. Type
well,
of thing.
and also it allows the inclusion of many different ideas from different people, which creates the stimuli for Renaissance.
Yes.
True.
I see Aaron has joined us. Are you
Hi, Aaron.
headset and mic? Are you
The mic.
all right? And if you haven't noticed, like there's my ant head over there on the
Yeah,
table.
I was marveling at that.
Can we get that ant head in the picture here?
Let me see if I can move it.
Or you can just grab it by a zip tie and dangle it.
Oh yeah, it's right here. You just throw it up.
There you go.
Which side's the front? Is that the front?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I see. Yep.
Yep. Still needs a couple of antennas, whatever. But I wanted to build a prototype of just seeing how I could make it in the shape of the ant body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm making mine out of like all the styrofoam plates that we throw away at Paint Along Studios and stuff
Nice.
like that. And I'm trying to make like directions for people to make them so I can just start collecting those, and then on First Friday events we can have the art of recycling booth and people
Nice.
can put them together if they want.
Are
Either
you,
take them home or just leave them there so we have a bunch of styrofoam
how are you
mats.
fastening them together?
Right now I'm just like cutting out the middle of the plate and then putting it together so that it makes one of those circle things.
Right.
So you put two together and then you stick some in the middle of them, but I have to buy glue sticks, so I haven't gotten very far yet.
Okay. Cool.
But right now just making the rounded parts.
And we have another guest here, a friend of Monica's. What is your name?
Sheila
Sheila.
Hill.
And why are you here?
Well, I'm an artist, a writer,
Awesome.
sing, I dance.
Oh,
Ooh,
cool.
we do it all. That's what we're going for
don't do
here. We're
media-
starting with the visual arts, but we want to get into music and the dancing. We want all that.
You don't do video production too?
Then you'd have it
I-
all.
I've not done that yet.
It's
All right.
okay. We'll figure out how to do something with that too.
Yeah, welcome. So
Thank
we
you.
started here. I guess this is our third week, fourth week.
Fourth week. I
Fourth
wasn't
week.
here for the first meeting, but yeah.
And
Are
this is
you
the third
are you broadcasting this? Is
Yes,
that-
they're
Yes.
on
Mhm.
YouTube.
Uh-huh.
We
Oh,
can.
I see.
Yeah.
You go to
Mhm.
lakelandtv.com and got all our
Oh,
little
I
videos there.
didn't know. Monica didn't.
Yeah,
She
we're,
was just like,
She
come, and
left
didn't tell
that
you
out.
anything about it.
we're actually broadcasting live right now to YouTube. So it's youtube.com/LKLD TV.
I met her at the History Museum in Bartow.
Nice.
It was a beautiful courthouse.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So,
We also didn't know the first time we came here. They said, by the way, you'll be live, and we're like, what?
we didn't dress for
Put on the
this.
headphones, get a mic, and
oh,
start
well,
talking.
I'll have to find my mission statement in here.
Promote.
Hey, does everybody else have their mission statement with them?
More or less.
Are we
Now's the time.
are we in the process of writing mission statements for Art City Arts yet?
We kind of have a little one going on. It's not like I can read a little bit of what we have on our flyer.
Because like one of the ideas behind like the Art City Ants is that we all work in the same collective, and so it's like the idea that each
Yeah.
one of us is kind of useless as an individual, and we're only
Mhm.
powerful as a colony.
That's
And-
why we chose the ants as our mascot, and my husband actually came up with an acronym for it. It's Artist Networking Tomorrow Society, so it spells ants. Pretty cool. So our little bit about ourselves is Art City is a grassroots movement that is designed to unite artists and provide opportunities for artists to grow and expand their exposure. Art City is all about exposing the community to the arts and local artists that we have here in Lakeland. We support all the arts, from the visual arts to the musicians to the dancers. We continue to grow numbers as well as opportunities. So that's our little mission statement, I guess.
This is a suggestion to add 2 other words into that somehow: creativity and innovation.
Creativity and innovation.
Yeah, because it somehow we don't have the STEM component that has to work with it also, because they're an art form of themselves,
So how do I?
creating things.
I think in general in society, we are just trying to promote people to be creative and innovative.
Yeah.
So when I say the visual arts, the musicians, the dancers, what else can I add? The innovators? Is that what we want to put? What do
Sure.
we wanna put? I don't know what the technical word is for it. I just know it's there.
Innovators is a great word.
Okay, the innovators. All right.
Innovators. I don't know if you want to
Good,
use
because
creators
I want to
or
print up
not.
these flyers.
Some,
So
religious,
Thespians.
some religious people might be a little touchy about you calling us creators.
Oh, no.
innovators is good.
I would-
Because we're supposed to be
That's what I think.
co-creators with the creator. We're supposed to be
True.
co-creators.
Yeah, from a religious standpoint, if I were created in God's image, and He created the world, then I am to be a creator of the world.
Yes.
So we are at least co-creators.
Yes.
Within the communities that we're in, because we, collectively hope to create something here.
Well, I'm a full supporter of integrating innovation and creativity in all the things we do.
We're not just supposed to read the headlines or predict the headlines, but create the headlines.
It's true.
The good ones.
Good ones, yes. Good ones. Good news.
And so, do you have a preferred medium or art that you like to do?
As far as the visual.
Well, I'm a writer. I write, but I think that actually dance expresses what you want to say, maybe the quickest and the most without words,
And-
your whole body expressing what you feel.
And this would be more of like a performance thing instead of just dancing to dance. But how do you feel about dancing like with glow sticks on you at night?
He's kind of obsessed
Glow
with glow
sticks.
sticks right now. Just because our first Friday's a night event. So he's like, what can we do with the night?
What I do is free form dance. I've done these.
So like interpretive type
Yes,
dances?
interpretive.
Okay. Nice.
I shouldn't call them workshops, play shops, but to
shops.
just put the music on until start moving, and
And do you
people
like to have
do.
kids come and join you?
oh, kids are wonderful.
Okay. I
Kids-
teach at a private school, and I have many kids that are really like dance, and they're
Mhm.
like they love all the
naturals.
drama stuff, and so
Mhm.
all right, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we want to start having like performance type things available at Art City for First Friday events, especially. We were going to start with like an artist doing a demonstration and stuff like that, but we'd love if you want to organize a dance type of thing. We'd love to have that there.
Yeah. How big is your collective right now?
Mm.
Collective.
Yeah, you said you have play shops. Like how many people participate
Well,
with that?
Oh, I've done them for actually like mental health conferences all
Oh,
over the
okay.
United
Cool.
States, and so I moved to Bartow from New York. I grew up back home again in Indiana. I grew up in Indiana.
You do singing too, huh?
But I've just kind of feeling my way here in Bartow, and so haven't really organized in much,
Okay.
in Bartow
Well,
yet.
if you want to do a First Friday type of thing, it's a great way to start getting people.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just for anybody that might be listening, Bartow is a city that's what would you say, like 15 miles outside of Lakeland, just to the southeast of Lakeland.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter lives in Lakeland, and it takes 12 minutes for me to get from her house
Depends
to
on
mine.
Okay.
It
Where.
depends on exactly where you are.
It's
But
true.
I would say, 15.
Yeah, I'm like an
Mhm.
hour away, so
Very, very, very historical
it depends.
town.
Can Can you give us just an overview of like how many artists have showed up on both Saturdays and on First Friday?
For the Saturdays, it's fluctuated just because it fluctuates with the weather. Same
Yeah.
as who shows up and stuff like that. It got very cold. We had to cancel one because it was windy. It's starting to warm up now, so we're starting to get more people. Last Saturday we had, let's see, 1, 2, 3.
We had 5 booths.
Yeah, we
set
had
up.
5 booths. For our first Friday event, which was in December, because they didn't have a first Friday for January, the actual Lakeland canceled it. We had, I think it was 8 or 10. I can't remember. This one we have confirming that are coming. Let's see. I try to stay organized, but I end up just with a lot of paper. We have 7 who've confirmed that they're coming.
Oh, very good.
Well, the first Friday, that's right here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It's right along the street. We're hosting our event in our parking lot. So we're gonna have our artist booths and stuff like that. We were gonna have a music thing, but they already have one in the park. So we're like, we'll wait until next week to do our own music thing.
We have a parking lot right
Mhm.
on the street.
So
where
we put
everything
all the
happens.
artists on the side, and then we want to have either performance art or
Where,
demonstrations in the center. We're starting to build up to those
Where
things.
do you post call to artists?
Right
Wh-
now, I'm sending it through like I have a big email list from all the people that came to Art Crawl and like some of the artists that you had, and then I post to
Yeah.
the arts and
I was thinking
The
more
Art
in
City
terms
and-
of broader than what we actually do. You know, where should you? I mean, what is there a call to artists formatting that? I mean, what organizations could we
Right.
put our call to artist
well, I know
on? So to
Platform
where-
Art forwards a lot of our stuff to their.
have we
collective minds and
gotten
stuff like that.
anyone from their organization?
We've got a few people. I don't know specifically from them, but they'll email us and be like, add us to the news list. So I don't know. They don't tell us we heard about you from Platform Art, but a few people have actually called in saying we heard about you on the radio when we did that radio interview. So we got a few more people who added through that to our newsletter and everything. So far, we've had most of the people that participate are the people that I've actually met or you've met. We've only had, I think there's 2 people coming to the first Friday that I've never met before. They were either at Art Crawl and I didn't get a chance to talk to them, or they were recent addings from either Platform Art or heard on the radio or something like that.
Just a suggestion is like if you wanted to broaden it out, to be outside of just even social media, there are a couple of organizations that like I'm tapped into just as an artist when I am looking for, just things that are on the rotation for whether it's local or national. But there's one that's actually called callforentry.org. And I think you could probably post something on there that's like a renewable or recurring event that people can like tap into or like see.
So it's like
On
an event calendar?
It's like, yeah, it's like an event calendar, but it's all like arts related. And anyway, I could send you a link to that and
Okay.
see like if it's something that,
Yeah,
you can
contact
just, like-
them, see if they'll put our event on their calendar.
yeah. And anything like that locally or that's a larger .org that I found,
Mhm.
I'll send you some links for that so you can maybe broaden out the spectrum.
And some of our thoughts are, connecting with the Polk County Museum of Art, with the people over in Tampa, etc.
Yeah.
I think
Start
I think those people are on our email list now, or in those
I
things
think-
that we're
yeah.
sending out.
Right,
Because
but
he had some from there
But
that I added.
That's
from
different than
his.
having a link to Art City Arts or some of the things that events we
Right.
have going on.
right.
So we want to move up to that next level with that.
Oh yeah, I mean it requires communication sometimes. But that's what we were just talking about. It's a way to invite to this podcast people from those other arts organizations that are in Lakeland, no matter whom they are. Whether it be a dance company or a whatever. And because each time we do, that's more people have from that art perspective have added themselves to the Facebook postings, so
Right.
to speak, and then we're able to get a following there. And of course, there are an awful lot of people that tweet only, that don't Facebook either. So I don't know.
We can set up a tweet if we want.
I think it's already set up, isn't it?
it is okay.
I do.
Are
yeah.
they interconnected as far as?
So yeah, if you post something on Twitter or through the Art City page,
It'll go to Facebook too.
It should post.
But it doesn't work
automatically.
the other way around, right? Just because tweet has a limited space.
Yeah,
type thing.
Facebook
Okay.
doesn't post to Twitter,
Yeah.
but Twitter will post
Okay.
to Facebook as it stands.
Okay. 'Cause, I don't do the Twitter thing, so someone else is gonna have to do that. I'm gonna start posting to the Facebook, but I don't do the Twitter thing.
And it's a
Is there
little,
is there somebody who?
I
who would-
set up the Twitter account. If you want me to give somebody that information, I can, or you can
Yeah.
send me the stuff to just retweet, and I'll
Well, which
do it.
brings up another thing that Randy and I were talking about. If we could get with the universities or something and get some interns,
Yeah, definitely need insurance.
and if we had interns, then things like, okay, the goal of the intern is to market arts, but that could be someone from the social media thing or from the arts side of things or any other, I guess.
Or the
but
communication department.
communication department, but I think we would be wise to use their
Because I definitely need more
intellect.
help. Like on the
Yeah.
first Fridays, I'm already going to be managing 2 booths. I'm going to be managing my art booth, and my husband's going to be managing the Paint Along Studios booth. And I have to kind of watch to make sure all the other artists are okay, the people in the area. And I kind of wanted to have another booth, just Art City promoting. So when we get our glow sticks, when we get our balloons, whatever else we want to do, and I was going to have them hand out flyers, but I only have 2 people right now, me and my husband. I need more people.
We need your son to
I
age
know.
up a little
I
bit.
need my son. Hand out flyers, Olin. You probably just start sitting
Well,
down and ripping them all.
I'll be here this first Friday. Last first Friday, I was in
Yeah,
a different state.
it's okay. First Friday was canceled by Lakeland, so
No, but I mean the one before that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, No, you were there.
Was
Yeah.
I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were
December
because you were
forever.
taking people back and forth to see the new studio and stuff. Because
yeah,
remember,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
where we first moved.
Which
in and
brings us
everything.
back to even if we couldn't get something, Randy, out there that was huge big, do you think we could get some sort of projection out there that was smaller so that
Either a TV or a projector. or
Do you
something
want me
like
to
that.
just play like a video on it, or do you want to have
Yeah.
a live feed of what's going on inside?
Well, this time just a video.
I can do a
maybe
video
of
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
A live
But-
feed later on when
Yeah.
we actually have events going on inside of there.
Yeah, all kinds of things are possible.
Yeah,
Okay.
but with that said, we need to figure out how we embrace what other organization we can feature in here to have the music or something
Yeah.
inside that draws people inside. If somehow it could become a gallery that had a featured artist
Yeah.
that
That's-
was inside, that was the artist of the month that may be.
That's what we were trying to get, but I forget his name. The gentleman who runs Studio Time. What's his name?
Netza.
Netza. Came to the second meeting that we were all at, and he said he was going to try to get someone, but he didn't come to the next meeting, so I assumed
Well,
it was off.
we effectively had an artist in the loft every month.
Mhm.
At one point, we were booked 7 months in advance.
Wow.
So I think getting a featured artist,
Mhm.
if we have a space, and whether it be a gallery that's open all the time or just at certain times, we could get a featured artist. As a matter of fact, that's how I met Rachel.
It is.
Yeah, even
Oh,
if you
nice.
just
Yeah.
That's how
had
you
it,
met me too.
even if you just
Yeah.
had it on Saturdays and First Friday, you would get like you're
It
still
would
a
have
lot
to
of
be.
exposure.
It would have to be just first Friday.
Yeah, Saturdays are a little bit of a stretch.
Saturdays are. when you have an art show, it's usually at night.
Yeah.
People who come in the mornings are like the bargain hunters, and they'll be like, "Oh, there's cool art," but they're not really in the mindset of that type of thing, which is probably why they're a little more smaller events. So they'll sell.
Okay.
Some days we have really good sales days and we sell a lot, but it's not as effective as a night event is as far as having a featured person for a gallery and everything.
Bargain Hunters is on in the mornings.
That's what you found after doing the
Podcast.
A little bit. It depends because we've actually had like a really good sale day on the Saturdays. So we sold like $200 worth of stuff. Someone else sold like more than that. But it just depends on the day. I'm just saying like the first Friday events, there's a bigger influx of people. And even though they're all like, this is a free event, we're in party mood type of thing, they actually are more like buying type of thing. I think, at least what I've observed. We've only had one, so I don't have much to base this off of, but at least what I've observed. So we have more artists willing to do the Friday event, also because it's night, so artists don't like to wake up in the morning. Sorry, I'm just saying. I'm the same way, but I force myself.
Yeah, I'll back that.
Well, if it,
We like to work late. We like to paint late into the night and sleep in a little bit.
but if we had the featured artist inside and then the entertainment piece inside
for the first Fridays. Yeah.
for First Friday,
Yeah.
True.
so if that's kind of our mindset, then we have to put that out there.
Do we need
on-
like a minimum amount of work to come in for it or anything like that? I mean, because if you're going to feature an artist, you're going to want to have, you know, a good amount of their work in there,
Well,
right?
he's always when he's hosted them. He's always had. You have to have enough to fill the space. We always do.
Yeah,
we
would
don't say you
depend on
just
the
get it. You have to
space.
come in, bring in your work, tell us how many pieces are going, and then we book the event.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
don't
okay.
just say
So-
yes to everyone.
It would depend on whether or not we could put where we could put the paintings. That
Yeah.
creates the then from
Yeah,
there
right
you
now-
say, okay, this is the space. So what size are your pieces? And you say, okay, then you would need this many to fill the
Yeah.
space, and that's kind of what we've pretty much done in the past, and it
right
works.
now we're slowly starting. Well, at least I am starting to paint the slots
Mhm.
that we had in the old place. We have a bunch of wood ones in there. So as soon as we can finish all those, then we can actually hang, paintings for Paint Along Studios. But also when we have those events, we can hang the art on the walls like that. She said it was okay as long
Yeah.
as it was painted black and everything. So we gotta get those painted.
Just out of curiosity, are we allowed to hang stuff on the fence over next to the railroad tracks, the black fence?
Technically, no, because we don't own the fence. We don't even own the sidewalk. So
like
you can just pick it up and set it like a little metal hook.
I've done it
Set
before.
yeah,
on
I'm
the
just
fence.
saying
what would be
technically
on
no.
it? What would be on it?
You could put, if you had, if we were big enough where we had the parking lot was full of artists, then you'd be able to have a certain section that would be for artists to hang their art on. You'd be able to
I
have
don't-
another 8 or 10 artists going down the walkway
Yeah.
with their art hanging on the fence.
Yeah. No, we can't legally do that.
Okay.
Okay. But we can legally do that. If it comes to the point that we need to use that space, we can get a permit.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd
That
have to get a
won't
permit.
cost us anything. Now, there'll be a mindset of, is there sufficient restrooms? Is there sufficient trash cans, and so on and so forth? So there has to be some visibles there that we are providing trash pickup and so on and so forth. Otherwise, when you rent city property, you're going to be the
Right.
organization that's
Okay.
that's paying for it, and they're going to tell you need to have 2 employees, and it's $28 an hour from 2 hours before and 2 hours after, and so on and so forth. But it's rentable. We would just have to make sure that we had all those
Just because they need to know
things
what's up.
In line. And we
in
do have
line.
trash and we do have restrooms.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
all
it's-
we need is just the
at-
permission and
yeah,
if we're actually
at-
going to use it.
Yeah, at which point, if someone used that to hang something on, I guess
I don't think anybody's going to cry about it.
They wouldn't probably fuss about it, but I know in the park, they won't let you attach anything to anything.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that's the risk
Yeah, but
of.
this is not attached, like it's not screwed onto it.
Yeah,
No, I'm
No,
saying
no,
like they
but I
won't
mean,
let you tape anything. They, won't let you do any of
touch
that.
anything. You can't modify anything in the park.
Yeah,
Watching
like
that
I said,
place
this
like
would,
vultures.
like I said,
Yeah, but now they have those chairs in there. I mean, who's to say somebody's not going to set something down on a chair?
Well,
People sit on the chairs. They're gonna move it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean that's
Maybe
the
we could talk
that's
to.
when you get a permit, it'll say that. Now,
Okay.
whether or not they really care, as long as you're not putting stuff in the ground, but that's their biggest thing is they don't want anything to go into the ground or be tied to anything or create any weight on any structure because they don't know what you're hanging.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You know, I mean,
if they
so-
say something's okay, then
Yeah,
people go crazy.
Right.
With that.
So
yeah.
everything says you can't, but whether or not anybody would say anything or not is a different thing.
Okay, maybe we can approach Julie first and see what she thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
It's not really necessary.
she'll tell you the
right
same
now.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we've been down these, trying to do art things.
Mhm.
I mean, stretch
Yeah.
wrap was a major problem.
Yeah,
So-
they were getting a little mad.
It was a
about that.
stretch.
It was a stretch.
Yeah.
We put stretch wrap around
Yeah.
the light posts and then we painted them.
But Julie, I'm sure would help us. But I'm not sure that we shouldn't just be promoting though the idea of that's just another tent location, down
Yeah.
that side,
Right.
so that
Because there's
you know-
actually like a tree
Right.
slots on the other side.
You
so
know,
I think
so that-
between each tree slot, a
Yeah,
tent fits
so-
perfectly, and the walkway's still clear for people to walk up and down.
yeah.
So.
But yeah, I think that would be a
Yeah.
rather than using that railing, as
it's a cool
that.
idea. I just don't.
I've set up
know how
my
practical it
canopy
would
out
be.
there a ton of times, and
Yeah.
I've never really had any problems with it. Actually, whenever I bought the building, they kind of sold it to me on the idea of being able to use that as
and
like
then
a.
you're like, technically, I can't. Lies.
Well, I approached a different person that was in charge of the LDDA at one point, and she kind of said that I couldn't do anything out there.
You're
well,
like, thanks a lot, liars.
yeah, whenever but as long as it's not intrusive,
Yeah.
I'm sure that we'll
Yeah.
we'll be fine.
But I know I know they do enforce that law,
In the park, yeah.
Yeah, because if you had, if you tie even a string that supports a banner, you can't do that. So
How does everybody here feel about learning how to build things with Kiva planks?
It's fun. I've done it.
I can't wait. How do I get some Kiva planks? Do I just go online and order them?
Yeah,
or-
it's
They're on
online.
mindware.com.
So the
Mindware.
reason I'm asking
just
is because we
Google
have,
Kiva planks.
I don't know what our total numbers are, but we have 5,000 or 6,000 Kiva planks or so. If you had 1,000 Kiva planks for each people participating, and you had a show or a contest like this, it'd probably be kind of cool. People would probably really take a serious look at it and draw some people in.
Well, if you want to bring your Kiva planks, and if you have a bunch, we can sit you up right in the middle, because we always want to have some sort of demonstration or event right in the middle. We'll have the booths on the side.
Well,
I know you can't make it this time, but
I like to
if we
invite my
don't have-
students because when I bring my students, they
Yeah.
also will bring parents and
Mhm.
other friends, and it
Yeah.
turns into a big party.
is that an outdoor event or better done inside?
It's better done inside, but
Uh-huh.
we also want to be part of the community and where
Yeah.
the action
Well,
is, and so
it-
and I'd
is
rather
it
wait to
possible-
do inside events after we have a little bit more going on inside, just so that it's appealing to come inside rather than come
would
out.
would
type
I
of
be
thing.
able to do them under the balcony roof?
Are you talking about out front
Yeah,
along Kentucky?
yeah.
No,
No, because
no, he's talking about the front of your balcony.
Yeah.
Are you
Because
talking about
underneath
on
the-
Cedar Street?
That's not gonna
No,
That-
where your car's parked?
no. Out
the
front.
parking lot. Right?
Yeah.
That's not
I
gonna
mean,
work.
we could do it on like a Friday or Saturday.
That's what I mean.
No, we can't do it because that back row is actually going to be used by David Brandt. He's bringing in some
Oh,
food
yeah.
vendors to try to fill in the space a little bit, but also they're going to be giving out free food and stuff, so it'll draw more people in. So they'll come get some free food and look at the art while they're there. So we put him towards the back just so people have to walk through to get to it.
Okay, and he was just like covering the whole back.
Mhm.
All
He
the
has
way
6
across the back.
spots, so it's
Okay.
going to be like 3 in the middle and a couple on
Gotcha.
the side.
Okay.
We can plan something differently next time, but this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah, the
right
downside
now.
with the parking lot and the Kiva planks is the Kiva planks work perfectly on a very level surface, and
and
Yeah.
it's not level; it slips
Right.
down.
Yeah, so that's why because
that's the only
Yeah.
spot that might be level.
pretty flat.
Yeah.
You got to get a table that has 2 short
Well,
legs and 2
what?
long.
Yeah, but your other thing is depending at what time you want to do it, and if you do it inside,
If you had it inside and you were
you
broadcasting it outside,
right,
then
and also maybe small demonstration outside, with
so have some
someone
design set up. And
to
couple people
to
working
draw
on it.
people
Mhm.
in, almost like a barker,
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
it come this way if you want to see the
Yeah.
installation that's going on. That's on that thing right
We
there.
can
There's
put-
10,000, Kiva planks. I think creating the crowd, the Kiva planks would be as effective at creating the crowd as anything else that we might do inside. Then
So
the
it's-
next time it could be music.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It need not be,
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah. So we can either do it inside, or if it's level enough, I think the very front of the parking lot, we can just put you right there. Just because people are still in the feel of, this is First Friday, this is a free event, I want to do something. So we
Okay,
can put you
because
right
like
at the front if you want to do
starting
that.
2 weeks from now until around the 20th of April, like my students are all going to be working at Innovation Fair,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll use all the Kiva planks to be free for a moment.
Okay.
We'll bring them in so you guys can play and get a sense of what they are. And what you can do with
Yeah.
them.
Okay, cool.
They're getting really good at making people out of them now.
These blocks are they don't use glue, and they're rather.
Do you have a picture on your phone? I know
Yeah,
you showed me.
they are.
Yeah,
A lot of people think they look like Jenga, in the way that people use them. But
If you
can
want,
make
I'll
some
show the
very
camera. I got one
cool
right here.
structures and designs with them.
You're going to pass that this way, and I'll show the camera when you guys are done looking.
So he's making his students create Kiva people.
Oh wow!
It's pretty extensive,
Yeah.
right?
What age students do you have?
Oh, that's a 7th grader right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I have high school students that do it. So I do 6th grade through 12th grade, basically.
I'm going to pass it
Well-
down this way, Rachel.
Oh yes.
Oh, what
Because I have
school?
the small camera right here.
All Saints Academy.
I'd say you should do it as soon as you can. Any first Friday and or Saturday morning that kids might want to do that, why not?
Built a bigger one, too.
And
but
then do it again and do it again. Maybe there's a larger audience each time you do it. I don't know.
Well, we can easily build, a 10-foot tall person. We just need a ladder.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
A giant.
How much time does that take, you think?
And we can make Paul Bunyan.
How,
That takes those kids 45 minutes to do that.
5 minutes.
to do a 6 foot tall, and how many kids are there? How many
Well,
people are in there working on
one-
it at a time?
1 or 2 kids.
One or
can-
two kids.
Like once they're experienced at it, it goes fast. It's just a matter of getting them experienced at it. If they're inexperienced, it takes them 2 hours. If you had 4 people that were experienced, you'd be up with a 10-foot thing in less than an hour.
Interesting.
And then just be a
So
matter
is
of how much you wanted to refine it or what kind of detail you wanted to add to it.
It's all about balance mostly.
Uh-huh. It's
Yeah.
all gravity. So
Mhm. It's really fun.
it is. And actually one of the funnest parts is knocking it down.
It's true.
And so if we did that, I would bring a bowling ball and we'd just roll a bowling ball down the parking lot and hit it and smash it. Because I
And
can
you
We're like, announcement, we're
set up
getting
a
ready
piece
to
of-
knock it down.
And we could stream the whole thing.
It's kind of
I can
cathartic.
set up
Yeah,
a piece of
let's do
plywood.
this.
Like I can set up a 4x4 piece of plywood and make it flat,
Like that TV show, Create,
and then we
Destroy,
can build on it.
Create.
That's what I was thinking.
So we could stream
Put it in
it.
it
So
You can put hats on it.
We would
and
send it
dress
to
up
Ken, the
and
guy
whatever.
who invented Kiva planks.
Oh yeah, we
He'd
do.
love to
We
see
send
that.
them this stuff all the time.
So, where would we do it, Randy? In the studio? Would we
I'd
do
like
it
to do it in Studio B, but
in Studio B? Because could
we could do it in Studio A. Studio A would work just fine. I mean, I'm sure you've built Kiva planks on carpet
Oh
before.
yeah, it works great on carpet.
but one of those tables. We know they have ribs on them, though, don't they?
What tape?
One of the platforms.
Yeah, they're not the best because they, whenever you stand on them, vibrations go throughout the whole platform.
Yeah, and you can't have that because it'll knock it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which part of the studio did you?
So it's better. It's
Studio
better just to
A.
have a
Oh,
piece of plywood.
are you
on
okay with
on
people
a
walking
a concrete
around?
floor
yeah.
on top
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
carpet, and
We would just have
build
to
off
plan
of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, just have enough people
Is
actually in here to maintain
plexiglass,
the area.
That's fine. Anything that's flat, the carpet works okay actually.
Oh, it does.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All we do is we lay a few Kiva planks down to make a flat spot on the carpet, and then build on that.
Okay.
Because once you get,
when
once you
could-
have a couple 100 pounds of Kiva planks on it, it sits there just fine.
When could we do that? Just as a maybe
A test. or,
practice, teach us more about Kiva planks, that we could stream it.
The
You know,
Kiva
it d-
podcast.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
Podcast.
I can do that anytime. I'm basically wide open for that. So
Well, probably the first Friday in March is the best moment.
well, we want to just you were talking about just doing something to get it set up and to look
Well,
at
yeah,
it.
but
No, I can bring some Kiva planks for you to play with, but if you want to do like an event thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, we can do an event. Yeah, for First Friday, we can open up Studio A for that, and then we'll have music for First Friday in March. And what we'll do is we'll just have a barker up there that just kind of tells people to come into the building, and I'll just clear away everything else, and we can just.
mm-hmm.
Right on.
Now, I wonder if we should now try to get with Ellen.
Yep.
And if we're going to always have music in the parking lot at this location,
We need to not have the bounce house or the music in front of it. Yeah.
Well, whether that, I mean, it's an advantage to them. It's a free music installation.
Yeah.
You know. But now things that happen that are big music things at the end of the park there would would preclude anything being outside. But as long as our music venue is inside, it wouldn't make any difference.
I can blow them away though. I mean, if we want to have
Well,
We don't want to cause any trouble.
no,
though, Randy.
that's
Just
not
like-
nice.
Let's not start a turf war here.
that actually happened during Zombie Fest.
Oh, no.
The DJ that was out there actually had to keep coming over to our stage and asked us
Lower
to turn
the
it down.
volume,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, who was the guy playing Saturday? Were they like, were they permitted and all that? The person that
Oh.
was playing on Saturday.
Oh, the guitar guy.
Or were they just there? Like,
He
what-
just
he
comes.
just shows up.
yeah. So those kind of things you can
Yeah, we can.
outblast if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those things. Yeah. You had this is probably a bad side rail, but you had a balloon person on Saturday, or they didn't
No.
show up? Oh, okay, never mind.
No.
Sorry.
Well,
You were
they were
supposed to.
supposed to.
I was supposed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, if
Was
you
I
do,
told of this and forgot?
Sorry.
I thought you were in your email. I don't know where it was, but anyway,
No idea. Sorry.
Plat-
I'm lost.
Michael McGuire,
Yes.
Michael McGuire.
okay, had a balloon artist, and I forget what the connection was.
Is his daughter? Yeah, it was his daughter. She's in town visiting with him, and she's a balloon artist. And I tried to talk him into coming to our podcast, and he's waiting for it to mature a little bit before he comes in and gets
That's the
involved.
thing about these. They're like, you're not big yet, so. It's
Well,
like, we know who the true people are when we
Yeah.
are
you have to
big.
start. You have to start
Who are
somewhere.
you?
Yeah.
I know. We'll
You
be
have to
like,
start
I don't
somewhere.
remember who you are.
But no, he's a good friend of the arts in Lakeland, and his daughter's in town, and I was telling him about what we were doing, and he asked if she could come in and do some balloon art for us.
Well, there was some problem with the weather, and her balloon's not working right or something. Did I see something about that?
I just put them in touch with you guys. I don't know. I kind of
Yeah. Well,
Wash my
anyway,
hands
there
of
was
it.
I don't know. What
there was a
happened.
post or something that I
Oh,
saw.
yeah.
Okay, probably that because I was
Is she coming first?
I was
Friday?
probably added
Should get her on that.
to the post and why it came to me, but there was a Facebook post that because of the weather or something, she was having some difficulty with the balloons or something, and
Oh. I know if it's really windy, we have to cancel.
Yeah.
Like we always look at the weather before it comes. If it gets above like 15 miles per hour, we're like, sorry everyone, we're not having this week.
Yeah.
Oh, because your paintings just fly away.
you don't want to
we,
chase your art
we've
around
tried it
time a train
before,
flies by.
and it's just chaos. Like
Problem.
we'll anchor down, we'll tie it, but once it gets to a certain level, it's unbearable, and people aren't buying anyways because they're afraid of the art like flying at them. even though we're tying everything down, it's just kind of moving in the wind.
One
It's
of the-
just not a good time to sell art.
One
when
of the
it's
people
windy.
there on Saturday had concrete cylinders like 1.5 feet tall and 8 inches in diameter to hold their tent down. It's like, that's not going anywhere.
It's like we learned. I think they were there for one of the windy days.
Kind of spurred on an idea. So just an example of a STEAM project. So I've done an activity with many people where it's called Power Towers. And you take straws and you challenge them to see who can make the biggest tower in some short period of time.
You have to use What do you use? Tape and straws? Those are
Tape
the-
and straws.
okay.
They get a
Tape and
certain amount
I
of
think I've
tape,
seen that before.
and they get straws, and then you're like, all right, how big a tower can you make? So another thing to do is that you could do towers with glow sticks at night on a First Friday, and they would be spectacular. They would look spectacular. It would be challenging because they're kind of a different medium to use to construct things out of. And I'm sure if you had pictures of it, you would get lots and lots of hits. Like, I want to see those things.
Well, that would be something. Do we have any idea what glow sticks cost
No, I
in a
just know
case or something?
we want to buy them by
yeah,
the
I
case
haven't looked at
wholesale.
bulk purchases, but
Yeah.
something to
We
Let's
can deal
look at
direct
this.
if our budget is great enough.
Well,
Buy them from China.
Alibaba.
Where they're
all the
made
way.
anyway.
Alibaba, yeah. 10,000 of them for whatever plus freight.
I just think you get a lot of buy-in. You get a lot of people who want to come play that game.
Yeah. If you guys try to find the
Yeah,
the
well-
cheapest one we could find, I'll try to get the money
Well, see
together.
that could become an event by itself rather than added to an event.
Absolutely.
Because we could promote it to all the, colleges, art departments, schools, whatever. We could send every organization a packet of the correct amount, as long as we bought them,
Right.
to and have them play with the idea. They don't have to even make them glow, to
Maybe
to
we
do
could
it.
get a manufacturer of glow sticks to give them to us because we're promoting their product, basically.
yeah, it's a possibility, but yeah. But we could create an event based solely on glow sticks. A sculpture contest.
Oh yeah, you
You
can,
know,
Yeah,
it-
I think we
it-
should hold all the
you know-
events like in the center. Like I said, either have a contest, like you said, or a musical, like a demonstration, or
Just like
interpretive
right in the middle
dancing
of
type thing.
in the lot there.
Yeah, so like the booths on the outside, something in the middle, and then we have the food
Yes,
vendors in
but-
the back or the
Yes, but
sponsors. or
Okay.
whatever.
You may need a larger place than that parking lot to do a contest related to glow sticks
True.
if it's a big event.
so we should hold it inside.
We could.
We'd have to turn the lights down dim though,
I'd-
enough for people to walk around, but enough for the glow sticks to actually.
I'd
glow.
take it someplace. Do it around Lake Mirror.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Oh, so a separate event. Okay.
right, create it.
Yeah.
There's a point where
yeah,
it,
down at the amphitheater.
at the amphitheater,
Uh-huh.
all the way around.
That would be so
Do,
spectacular.
do you know what I
wouldn't
mean? Because if you had, and maybe you sold everybody X number of these things, and everybody makes their own, and it become a community-based thing that thousands of people created
And can participate
and
in.
can participate in for a minimal, cost. You
Right.
buy your
it? Art
X
City
number.
of Lights event.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Right.
pictures that would come out of that would
Yeah.
be
That'd be amazing.
ridiculous. Yeah.
But I don't think we need to limit it to a parking lot or to whatever. There's a point
Agreed.
where the
This is gonna get bigger than us.
well,
Right. Well, you
I-
gotta have these small
but
events.
but I
Yeah.
hope there's
to build
more
it
of
up.
The
us.
bigger one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't mean we can't start with something smaller. But I mean that event could be an annual event almost. It might turn
The
into
Art City Lights event.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that the tagline for it? Art City Lights?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just
That'd be
what
nice.
Came out of my head.
or
yeah.
Art City
Dance
Lights
event.
City
sculpture.
of
Art
Lights.
City Lights.
Art
event.
City of Lights.
Yeah, but I mean that could be. It's a medium, and because it's a medium, after a while, if you get it out there and you promote, you're doing it again the next year and the next year, then people.
Especially if you're like, this is what we did last year, join in the fun this year type
Yeah.
of thing.
Well,
Pictures, videos.
Yeah,
type of
and
thing.
at some point, maybe a contest that has some dollars
Exactly.
associated
That's
with it that people
Mhm.
start saying, "I want to come to Lakeland."
And it's a big enough event. Other people want to come play their music there, and like other
Right.
vendors want to show up and sell food, and
And
it just
then we
grows.
are
Right?
the event.
You got it.
Right. Yeah. So Yeah, I think conceptually we we use everything to our advantage, but let's not limit ourselves to the small.
Have you
Dream
have you
big.
thought of reaching out to the psychiatrically labeled? Many of them are artists, writers, poets, etc. There was a very special on PBS NewsHour in July on the strength and vulnerability of the creative mind, and there's a psychiatrist, scientist, research in Iowa University that was seeing how that 80% of writers that she was seeing had that label of bipolar, which is actually, if handled correctly, can be an asset instead of such a liability.
Like I'm sure
But-
Edgar Allan Poe was bipolar.
Yeah. Well,
Or
and
drunk.
you have
Sure,
they
sure.
said it came from an article in the Atlantic Monthly last July and August of and that take care of each other, take care of these people, because what if there's a Hemingway or a Van Gogh? Because to be in an altered state should not be considered crazy, but my premise is that powerful yet fragile gifts of the mind should be respected and understood, not simply medicated, stifled, and called illness, which much of society is doing that. But this study, and of course there's many others, so madness and art, and
It's true. My
And,
husband all the
uh,
time is like,
and
"You're
genius.
crazy."
genius,
like, I just think
go
differently.
together.
It's true. My husband says I'm crazy. I say I just think differently than you.
And we're also very inclusive with we work with some people that have some intellectual disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'd be very excited to have them come and participate in our things as well. So yeah,
Mhm.
What are
we're
you
all
thinking with doing with that?
Well, I was
What type
just
of?
I was just thinking of letting these people know their organizations, that their art, their whatever.
because they
where
probably
they're
don't
writing.
get those advertisements very often to come participate in these kind of things.
Would
There-
it be like contact like
example-
art therapists?
Example of how that works with other arts that we could either promote and or do something similarly for. The Alan Reynolds at Lakeland Little Theater has a program that is with special needs children of some sort. I think many of them have autism. Some of them are have Down syndrome. Many different types of
Developmental disabilities.
developmental
Mhm.
disabilities. Yeah, in all forms and social interaction, whatever. But they do a theater production that those children all participate in. We used to do, we did 15 classes in the 15 people in a class, 9 classes of children that had autism with Central Florida Autism Institute. We allowed 2 people per class, and we had 15 classes that they participated in. But also one of our interns last summer had autism. I forget her name. Do you remember? Not last summer. Yeah, it was last summer or summer before. But I find them very amenable and to working with organizations like that. So, for instance, like the lights thing, you could almost do a special community project, centered around them participating and then participating again in a larger program, so that there's a comfortability aspect to doing it that allowed us to include more disabled people. I think it'd be a great idea.
I want to invite the kids from the Baptist Children's Home to also. 'Cause
Yes.
They don't have a lot going on in life.
Right.
And kind of give them some like inspiration or, you
Uh-huh.
know, ideas and like make them feel part of the community. And
And they know us from All Saints because we gathered up lots of cool things that a lot of the kids at All Saints throw away. And we brought it over there, and they were like totally shocked that we thought about them, that we brought it to them sometime other than Christmas.
yeah,
Are
I'm a
these-
human all year round.
Is this an orphanage?
It is. Yeah, they're the Baptist Children's place. Like they have several, but there is one here in Lakeland.
And I
And,
think they've grown quite a bit here in Lakeland too. I think it's pretty
Yeah.
good size, isn't it?
And they've also probably grown in need as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is
And
it called?
The Baptist Children's Home.
Baptist Children's.
Hmm.
Is it Florida Baptist Children's Home or just Baptist Children's Home?
I think it's just called. It may be Lakeland Baptist Children. You know, it's a bigger organization, but they
Okay,
just
so
have
like
different
they-
ones in different
okay.
Yeah.
places. Cool. Well, we got a lot of good things going on. So I'm very happy that we have a date for Art City Ants, and we'll try to whip up a little flyer for that and something to help promote it. And then I'm guessing the same thing will happen for Arts in Transit.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then if you have like
Again, the meeting's on Thursday. So
Yes,
the
Thursday
initial
morning.
meeting, yeah.
like the informational meeting about
Yeah.
it and with
So
past
if anyone's
participants-
interested, or if you know someone that might be interested, it's a good opportunity to kind of get an intro to it. So
Yes. Dave
kinda
will
pass
bring
the word
donuts.
along. I'll continue to put it
I-
on our
n-
Facebook.
Donuts and coffee.
I was not planning on providing food because
Okay.
based on the past, I haven't seen anybody eat it.
All right. It's
You know,
confident.
but I thought, you know, because by 9:00 in the morning,
Everyone's had their breakfast.
I don't need any additional sugar, and I don't know, but coffee I need caffeine, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I'll have coffee that morning. If anybody wants to,
Where is it again?
it's at Circle B.
This is the big public meeting about it.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
it's the first meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
And this
The
is
first of many. So it's a good intro meeting, especially if you're an artist and would like to
Yeah.
participate or don't know about it.
We probably won't need a lot of meetings. Okay, this may be the first and
the first of two.
of two, maybe
Yeah.
at best.
You
You know
said
what I mean?
it's-
Because
this
it-
Thursday.
it's about
Yes.
getting it out, and just like you were talking about, everything will happen that goes out now. Nobody you know, it's just an awareness thing. Save
Yeah.
the dates, do all of that, but everything happens just in the last. That's
So
when
our-
people
what-
focus their
For
students
those of
and
you who
everything.
don't know, the Arts in Transit Week is kind of where the arts pair up with the bus stations and the transit areas, and they'll either do performance art on the bus, so it could be someone singing on the bus, could someone doing poetry, someone doing an art type of a thing on the bus, and also at the transit stations. And
oh,
we
that's
plan on
wonderful.
Mhm.
That's wonderful.
just like-
I'm really for mass transit.
Yeah, like we're gonna
so
go.
it brings more people awareness to
If
the
you have a
actual bus
card,
station.
Please share.
And it also provides, art and performances for people who actually ride the bus regularly.
You could dance or sing on a bus
Mhm.
or
Yes.
both.
Yep.
Oh, I have.
And like we're-
Perfect.
If you give me your information, I'll make sure you get whatever time slot you so desire.
Oh,
And like my students and I are going to go down to the bus station and build a Kiva plank person down there.
And
They want to build a bench with a Kiva plank, like a bench out of
Waiting
Kiva
for the
planks
bus.
with a Kiva plank person sitting on the bench.
it'll
Then make
be
a
April.
Cuba Plank bus after
Maybe
that.
should
right?
be some
April
should be some
13th.
ants.
Oh, I'll definitely
there,
have
too.
it. If I have an ant, ants are going to go with me
April
everywhere
13th.
because
Yeah, the 13th.
they're
going to
get a little Art City Ants advertisement on them.
If you want, Rachel can forward you the sign up.
okay. Really, I come from New York where we have buses and subways.
Oh yeah.
Your mass transit.
Like
Needs
everyone, it's like there's no
something.
parking. Might as well
It
use
needs a
something.
little
Yeah.
rejuvenation. So
It
Yeah.
needs.
Well, and also,
I was advocating, but it didn't get through.
it's just cool to do
Now's
some
the time.
artistic stuff for people while they're having to ride the bus, right?
And
And
we
so-
should get everybody to commit that they will ride the bus, even if they have a car, at least once that week.
That's the plan. That's kind
Is
of
that-
what we're
is that
trying
what
to
you do?
We're
Really?
trying to get people who don't normally take the bus to participate, to get on the bus and to either see a performance or someone doing a demonstration type of thing. We're gonna have were we gonna do an opening or a closing? We're doing a closing, right?
Closing.
We're doing a closing event at one of the main transit areas. We're gonna have a bunch of music and food vendors and stuff like that. It's just kind of a big old party for
I
the
have to
bus
show you my
stations.
article that I'm.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
Mm-hmm.
concentration, or a concert and celebration at the end of it on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like beautifying, our wonderful transit places and bringing the arts to the people who ride it and kind of bringing more people that don't normally ride it, kind of an introduction to it. So
I'm glad you said beautify, because we should make a list of at least 10 volunteers that will come and just clean up after it's over.
excellent suggestion.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, make that their sign up duty.
Yeah, we need
people that want
We need
service
artists
hours.
and
I don't know how
leaders.
we've discussed the call for artists concept with that, because it's a so
Any person needs to do
Yeah,
community
I've-
service.
yeah.
True. We'll recruit the
I'll
high
happy
school
to recruit
students
them
and
too.
Yeah.
Prisoners,
prisoners.
whoever needs to do some
Prisoners
community
need art
service.
too.
Sometimes some good interaction with people helps turn people around
true.
and make them think about life a little differently. So
And some
We're
people
gonna-
just do a mistake while they're there.
We're not quite sure, and one of the things that that's been going through my head, and I've asked about, we haven't got direct feedback on anything, and we have to find out from the city whether they will allow it. But to have a bus that maybe is in the park that week,
And then decorate it.
Oh yeah,
that we can paint the bus itself.
right on.
during First
Yeah, they
Friday
seem
or
to
something. Or?
receptive
No,
to
but
that.
During the week of
But
Arts
in
and
the
Transit.
park itself,
Oh yeah.
do you,
What,
I mean,
pull out in
not
the dark paint and drive it around at night.
Well, they
Well,
have
this'll
ones
be-
that are broken down. They
Yeah.
have ones that aren't really functional,
Right.
but that are totally that
Right.
you have the option
they just
to
use for
decorate.
parts and stuff for the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
so. But if it were in the park, as opposed to it being at the
The bus graveyard.
the bus
depot,
terminal.
whatever.
okay,
Which park? Mun's Park?
Munn Park.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. that would be perfect.
which means again we have to get with the city to
Special
ask
permission.
permission. So I'm not going to say we're going to do something, because you can't
Yeah.
do something of that size without
Going to the city
Insurance
first
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Permits.
Stuff.
yeah.
You don't want people living in it while it's there.
Well, that's
Stuff like that.
I don't think there'd be a problem with that. We can secure it.
Okay.
But whether we paint on it or not, if we can have it there, see, then it's all week long in the park, drawing attention to
Yeah.
and
if they
or-
do, let's paint a
Yeah.
big Arts and Transit.
And when is
and cover it
when
with
is the Arts and Transit dates? I wonder if we could get a
13th through the
yeah.
18th of April.
13th through the 18th of April, and when is First Friday? In
Bust out your
April.
calendar. I don't know. It's the week before.
Probably the 4th. Third, I'm guessing.
April 3rd.
April 3rd.
April
Yep, you're
3rd.
right.
So
April 3rd. So it's possible that we could get the bus on April 3rd.
they'll be up for a whole week to advertise.
Yes, for the Arts and Transit, so that we could maybe have some booths at the bus that were about
At least some
promoting
tables
the
there, right?
tables. That's conceptually to promote the event the following time, but it be something that maybe community paints that bus. We
Oh, so make it a whole separate event. Be like,
a
come
first
support our bus system.
First
come paint
Friday,
our
yeah,
bus.
yeah. If not, we could probably do it right here in the parking lot, couldn't we?
Why not?
Do you know? I mean, that month our art event could be the painting of a bus,
That'd be awesome.
Exactly,
just
right
like-
in the
And
middle.
and do it
yeah.
right in the parking lot.
I'd prefer to do it off on the side if we're going to leave it up
true.
there for
yeah,
the.
because they use the
Well,
parking lot during the week.
Yeah, but
and
it might be a movable.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so do it in the middle for the event.
But I
then
do
move
like the
it.
idea of it being like a like a week-long installation.
Yeah.
Because then that gives attention
we
to
can
the
put it-
spot. That
we-
gives attention to
yeah.
the building. That gives attention to all kinds of things.
We can put it in the
and-
middle for the event, and then we'll move it to the side when it's during the
And
week.
the tenants can. I mean, if it's only there for a week, I can give them a heads up that it's going to
If
happen.
you
and
if we put it up there at the front left-hand corner, the only people that it will inconvenience is the people who get subs
Sandwiches.
at Jimmy John's.
I know, right? It actually happened during one of our Art City events. Like,
somebody.
we tried to close it off and stuff, but
Yeah.
for some reason there was a gap. I guess
Yeah.
because someone had taken their booth down or something like that, and they pulled in, and then they ran. They like didn't look at us. They like ran as fast as they could across the street to Jimmy John's. And my husband was like, he didn't really call anyone, but he was like, "Your bill's in the mail." Like he took a picture and he pretended he's was signing down. I was like, "Your bill's in the mail."
but maybe we should just plan on that because I mean I can just give a green light to that right now.
Okay,
And
well, then-
the hard
then
part
I
now
think
is
we
getting
can-
the bus. I think
No,
I mean,
we can get the bus.
Do you think-
Tom will give us the bus.
okay.
Well, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
He can get it there and
He
stuff.
is-
Because what
he
if
is
he gives
about
us a
it.
broken down one? How are we gonna get it there?
Well, if we put it in those particular places, that could be the place we paint it in.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we could just put it there and paint it.
Yeah, put it there,
If
paint
it's
it,
in that,
let
leave
it
it
stay
there.
there for a week,
Right.
and then
Nice.
during the art
I
and
like
transit
that. I
week,
like
Right.
it.
and then
Right.
we have like a
Got
focal
great,
point.
Right.
Great group of people with creative minds here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
All
found the
these
right.
resources. Thank
right
you,
creative
Randy.
group.
Yeah. So yeah, if we do that, I'll talk with Tom. He said that he could get bus for over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we just tell him we want the bus a week earlier,
Yeah,
and he can pull it over there.
Yep.
For Arts and Transit Week.
Mm-hmm.
It can be the lead up
I
to.
like it. I like it.
And or it
Hey,
could stay here and we can paint another bus over there that this bus says go to at these times. It maybe could be an ultimate blackboard for all the different events, and we take pictures of it showing what it is.
Yeah, one
just
side of
had a
it's like a
crazy
big
idea.
poster.
Okay. Yeah, like a
All
big
the
poster.
schedule.
The schedule.
I just had a crazy idea. When we're actually have it out there for the first Friday event, what if we have art in the bus? So there's a gallery in
Well-
the bus just for first Friday.
well,
just
Well, we're going to do that hopefully the night of the
The end
closer?
part.
the closing party.
Okay.
Do
do we want to do it again for the first Friday too, though? Like have a separate. one?
I like the idea.
Yeah, but
It might.
I
not
don't
be
know whether we
possible.
we'd have to bring lighting in there and
Yeah.
everything.
Okay,
that'd be-
so if we can
yeah.
figure out that, we can make it happen.
Yeah, it's
All right.
it's possible, but I think using it as a billboard,
Yeah,
and
it'll be
it
easy.
become the art that time,
Yeah.
and that doesn't preclude anybody else from having
It'll
having
be
a booth.
effective.
I
It'll be
think
a
it'd be-
nice big sign. It'll
Yeah.
get attention.
and if we paint it with Dayglow colors, every night it will glow.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
What's
that'll be real
Dayglow?
interesting.
It's like glow in the dark paint.
Oh, okay.
And on the 11th,
Neon
that
colors.
Saturday on the 11th, you might get an artist that would be willing to put their art in the bus instead of having the wind blow the paintings around.
I know.
And-
right?
Yeah, but let's-
come to
yeah,
the
but
bus gallery. This
Yeah,
week
let's not.
only.
Right.
But let's make sure that that's a possibility. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
talk
Yeah.
to
We
Tom.
have to get
yeah.
permission and stuff.
Yeah, and say, Tom, what is the inside of this bus going to look like? What's the deal?
Is it
whatever.
available?
Haul it
We're
out
not supposed to touch it at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that
I don't
will-
want to think about that until we've
Yeah.
talked to
Finalize
Tom.
what we're allowed and not
Yeah.
allowed to do.
That
Yeah.
will give us the media attention that we're looking for, though,
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
for
will.
that month.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Arts and Transit
for the
Week.
Arts and Transit Week. Yeah,
Yeah.
just being able to do that, I think
Yeah.
that's a big enough statement that
And
Here's a genius.
also, it will be something that gets picked up by the newspaper as pre-advertising for the event.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll get a week.
Yep.
We'll get in the ledger a week earlier
Mm-hmm.
Do we have
by
a
doing
Not
that.
not just the ledger, but I
Yeah,
think
with
the
whatever.
news stations
Yeah.
will probably even pick it
Yeah.
up. If we
Yeah.
can get that right connection.
so? Do we have somebody that is doing that?
doing what?
Like calling WTSP and getting the
Interns.
That's supposed to be my job.
Well,
okay.
but along with that, the press releases are done by Transit Authority.
Are they okay? So anything I would draft, I'd send to them first,
Right,
and then do that.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, because the press releases, the way the contract goes through the Transit Authority social media for, but at this,
Official communication.
yeah, as the official communication, but that doesn't preclude us doing anything promotion-wise on Facebooks and,
Right.
and whatever. But I think their intent is that the press release for the events come from their marketing, which was Kathy Willison, who couldn't attend the meeting because her father had died. Remember?
I do, but I didn't
Yeah.
ever meet her, so
Yeah,
I
right.
can't put a face to the name.
Yeah.
Well, I've decided that we've figured out how to invent our own work.
Yeah,
What?
right.
We've invented our own work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Get to
need to
work.
think about what it looks like to paint the bus. What do we paint it? Does community paint it? Do the children paint it? Do adults paint it? Does everybody paint it?
Maybe
Do
we
people
should
pay to
have-
paint it?
Do people
Yeah.
pay to paint it? Yeah.
Maybe we should have the community paint it, and then after the event, allow the artists to kind of go in, not paint the whole thing over, but
You can graffiti
interactive
it.
art where you're
Yeah.
like going in and out or covering up some things,
Well,
changing a few things.
It's not the newest idea. I mean, there's more than one festival
Collaboration,
I've
that's
been
what the word
to
I
where
was looking
they brought in either a bus or a big water tank, and it's just been like the free for all drawing board for a 3-day festival, and then by the end of the day, it's like it's graffitied up and looks awesome.
They
and
sometimes
So-
get painted over 2 or 3
and it
times.
does. It gets sometimes your stuff might be there today, but it will be half painted over tomorrow, but with something else that's kind of cool. And it's an evolving piece.
So I think we should involve the community, and then we can always
So
collaborate.
do we?
and
But but there'd only be one time, or do you have multiple times? And if so, do you staff that? How do you staff that?
I think
do
the
you know what I mean?
first
If you're-
Friday event would be
Because
a good time, and then after that, just let artists collaborate on it one other time after that, and then just leave it.
What about the following Saturday when you have the Art City?
Yeah, we can do that.
It's a good moment.
yeah,
Well, if
first.
we're gonna-
Well, we could do it first Friday,
Yeah.
and then the next day. Well, we don't have the next
Yeah.
day.
But we
But
could have
artists-
the next day, though.
We could have the next day. On that day, we could have just artists or anybody come the next day
Mhm.
and do it. And then if somebody wants to be there that day, I guess it doesn't preclude it. Just because we have said
Mhm.
we won't, we can always have a special day.
Yeah,
If
true.
And you
there's
probably
ad-
get a pretty good flow. For
we'll
that,
get good
'cause-
flow
right.
because the bus will create the crowd.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that day would be a good idea to
Mhm.
have art out there. If I were painting just to sell, I might paint some bus things.
Hey. Transit art.
True. Transit art. Remember the moment with some transit art.
Actually, if the bus is pretty cool looking, it might be pretty cool to paint a picture of the bus.
Yeah.
Or some portion of it. Or
Yeah.
some abstract idea of it.
Or somebody painting the bus.
Somebody painting a picture of somebody painting the bus.
All right.
Right.
So
Painting
I,
a picture
yeah.
of that person painting the picture of the.
I'm guessing we're planning to do this again next Tuesday.
I'm okay with it.
I'll be here.
I think I'll be available. 4:30, right?
Mhm.
I forgot the new time this time.
All right.
Now
That way you were so early waiting for us, hanging out.
Yeah, but it's okay. Got
we
fucked
we
day
heard a
and
lot of
rain
things.
and-
That there's. You said that we said, yeah, that'd be great to do. Doing them is always
I knew.
not anyone's responsibility,
Mhm.
but collectively. So,
Maybe we should assign just right.
well, no, I was just thinking that if there was anyone that might say, well, I'm going to do so and so towards this effort this
Mhm.
week, we could start getting an idea of who felt like they could do what or wanted
This
to.
week I only have time to focus on the first Friday event, just because there's a lot of organizing in order to make it big.
And-
Next week I might be a little more open to work on these other things.
I will outline a Kiva Plank event for March 6th or March. Yeah, that's first Friday, right? So
Yep.
I'll do that. And then I'll also look at the April 25th of having our Art City Ants event, and just trying
One-
to outline that so we know
One
what
of
kind
your
of help we need or who needs to do what or whatever.
one
I
of
think you
your students maybe can make a possibly kind of a poster kind of concept,
Oh yeah,
for with pictures of like the man or whatever, and
that's cool. That's a good idea. We got a media class that
right
needs some things for the students to do.
Yeah, and once we know that, also we could post a video. He has multiple videos of
Building
Kiva
and knocking
planks
down, yeah.
being knocked down and so on and so forth. And see, that's where
Put it on Facebook.
That's
Advertise
where
it
Yeah,
on
the
put it on our
Facebook,
Facebook and
starts
Yep.
coming in.
If you have a favorite.
Yeah.
We'll build 10 people and roll a bowling ball at it like you're.
Yeah, like so that's where the Art City Arts starts getting the likes and the wider community basis, because those students
They'll
and their
repost and
parents
stuff,
and
yeah.
yeah.
On that
Right.
page.
So anybody else? I think you and I, Randy, have got to approach some schools about internships so that we can offer not ourselves to the social media platform, but interns.
Yep.
I'd rather find somebody this week that can maybe help us promote the arts than commit to doing something social media that I can't accomplish very well myself.
If you
And-
want to piggyback and have me come and help promote the Arts in Transit event with you while you go to colleges or different schools,
it sounds like a
Double promote,
win-win.
right?
Yeah.
And I will, and the same thing when I make the outline for Art City Ants, I will put the stuff in there about the the 5-minute video
Yes.
contest, and
Yes.
then we can modify that as we go, but
Mhm.
at least get it started.
Oh yes, the condensed version of
Yeah, the shorts,
yep,
the
yep,
3 to 5 minute shorts or whatever you want.
exactly. Oh yes, thank you.
I wanted to put this out there, especially for Mr. Aaron, who wasn't here earlier, because I heard that you were a master of logos, or really good at that kind of thing. And so this Arts in Transit event for this year, we're kind of looking for a fresh design. And
Okay.
so something that just kind of incorporates
Yeah, just
all of
because
the
they've
arts,
had
not
they've
just
had
the
their
visual.
website, but they want to organize a Facebook so that it's a continuing event. So people say, "Oh, this is what we did last year," so it's even bigger the next year, type of thing. So
Yeah.
they have a logo; it's a little more organized that way.
I don't know what your media
Interesting.
skills are like, but it would also be very cool to have some type of logo that sort of morphs and evolves, sort of like how Google changes on certain days. And
Oh,
We were
that's
talking
fun.
about that last week a little bit, especially on the Facebook page. I was thinking about doing some type of square logo, just something that's like a solid in design, like a brand. But the backdrop being constantly changing through the different artists that come through,
Right.
doing something of that nature. I figured, the first thing is first is like to be recognizable.
that's right.
Branding is a good way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some ideas. Haven't put them together. Haven't had the time just yet, but I will. It's still in my mind. I know how I kind of want to approach it.
Cool.
So I plan on kind of taking that on here in the next week.
Okay, be great, because
Yay. Thank you, Aaron.
yeah, because yeah, that'd be great. It that's for
The Art City Arts.
the Art City Arts. How about the Arts in Transit?
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see that.
The Arts in
just-
Transit logo.
He's saying when he's done with that one.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Maybe he'll try to.
With the Art in Transit logo, they've had it obviously before. Did they always have the same logo?
No.
Or was there ever a logo?
No,
No,
there's
they
not
need a
really
logo.
been.
Okay.
They've never really branded it. They've always had a decorative poster or something like that, but never consistently using the same logo.
But
and
they,
stuff.
and as far as I've seen, it's never been like evocative of all the types of
Right.
arts that they're really
Yeah.
trying to, get. It's just been more visually oriented, and where theater, dance, music,
Mhm.
Right.
should be kind of made.
It had the last year's, which was the first one that really resembled actually a logo. Wouldn't you?
I
wouldn't
would
you
say it is. It's like a street
Yeah.
sign in a
Yeah.
painter's palette.
It's a
and-
palette, but see, the palette implies that it's painting only.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that painting isn't the most important
Yeah,
thing.
that's
kind of
what I was working on with
you
my
know, but-
balloon.
Strangely,
Sorry.
strangely, it has a lot to do
I
with
feel like
the font that you use.
I feel like an artist with a guitar.
But
Couldn't figure out how to put the dance and innovation in there.
Well, you can symbolize those.
Dance
I think a lot. It usually starts off with a font. The font is the visual aspect of it. It kind of is the broad sense of it. But we could have something running through that I mean, you can take paint that morphs into this, to that, to, you know, like a dancer, or music and all those kind of things as some type of thing that brings the font along.
Right,
Yeah,
the
or
4 letters could be like a person doing some different type of art.
Yeah, they've had some nice paint splatter, designs on some of the.
I think your paint
pamphlets.
spatter would be on there for some reason.
Paint splatters, but things superimposed in front of the paint splatter.
Yeah, exactly.
Paint
add-on
brushes for
things.
1 letter and musical instruments for a letter, like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You could almost do a paint coming out where the things are the actual, all the different symbols kind of coming out, but part of it, and having almost the arts in transit be kind of bold, right in the, I'm thinking in my mind in the bottom left corner, but something that kind of pushes out visually.
Like one of those musical.
and has movement like transit.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Maybe
shoot
like-
around some
Nice.
ideas. We're
I think
We're just
I
flooding you.
think
You're the
the
professional.
not that I'm crazy about just the image of a bus, but
Right.
arts in transit is right now bus related because we don't have any other form of transit, here. So banner could almost be in the shape of a bus too,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Bus full of
something
art
that
supplies and musical instruments and
one of
Musicians hanging out the
something like
window.
that.
Well-
yeah, dancers dancing on top.
well actually if you
70s illustration.
if you look at one of the documents that TMR advertising agency did shows a bus, but it has different artists' pictures, actual photographs in the windows of the
Yeah.
bus, so that it was different things. It looked like so those are kind of things that we could do also that actually shows that we understand what art is.
All right, so do we have an action item on that? Is somebody going to work on this? Like at least to come up with some rough ideas? So, all right on.
I can do some sketches too.
I got.
I'll just text
I'll
them
do
to
a
Aaron.
bunch of mock-ups.
Okay, cool.
Cool. And I still encourage people to bring an ant sometime.
Yeah. Is
I'm
there
so-
anything?
I was-
Is there
I've been
anything
collecting
else that anybody that we need to address of somebody adopting or anything from any of the things that we've talked about? Because sometimes 2 hours of conversation becomes what it was.
Conversation.
Yeah, I can't tell you how much I like seeing the minutes
Mm-hmm.
and going through it and like in my own mind being like, oh, I need to do this or I need to work on that. It's like
Yeah.
very
These ones might
helpful.
be a little
Yeah, I'm
more
the same way.
messy, but
That's all right.
I'll
That's-
email
that's all
them.
right.
Yeah.
I did-
Objective based.
I'm so happy that you're talking about the bus and transit. I just worked yesterday on my article about the mass transit and encouraging people. So I want to make sure I can,
If you can
email that.
Yeah, if you can send that
to
to
you.
us. Yeah,
Yes.
we'd love to read
Please
it.
do.
I
yeah.
wrote it
do.
to send to the Polk County Democrat. So.
Ah. Well, it'd also be awesome to have a writer writing about the things we are doing.
And poetry and
You want
prose
in on
readings
that?
are also
And
encouraged.
I have all these posters that have positive quotations. I love quotations. They're illustrated. You could have maybe a contest of people
Positive, saying positive
illustrating
things about the bus system.
illustrating a positive quotation. I mean, these
agree with
it goes along with whatever it is. It isn't just
Right.
buses, but to put positive energy and think of
Awesome. And that
kindness is contagious. Start an epidemic.
that could be written, painted, sculpted, sung,
But that'd
danced,
be
all kinds of
interesting
ways,
to
right?
contain on the website itself too, just so to the build up to the event, just to kind of get people thinking about it. It just, I mean, if that's what we're doing, especially using that as a forum,
Uh-huh.
having that stuff on there would be very clear distinction where we kind of stand on things a bit, trying to build up to the events. It's kind of, I don't know, just again having people think about it.
I agree.
Our Facebook can also be a call to artists,
Yeah.
of all kinds of different things. If you, musicians, we need music entertainment. We need anybody that would like to do anything related to the arts,
But also a way to continue the conversation we're having here.
Yeah, definitely
good.
continue
So,
the conversation.
from an invite standpoint, did we kind of all think it would be a good idea to invite different organizations here? And I was wondering if there was an organization that you'd like for me to reach out to? Or
I'm thinking that churches ought to sign up to get on the bus. You know what I mean? They ought to get their people. In my article, is fast your car for a week.
Fast your car for a week.
Yeah, either you
Like it.
ride the bus, ride a bike, borrow a car, catch a ride. Act like you don't have a car.
but for our
Walk.
podcast, an arts organization or
We could
Polk
reach out
County
to
Museum of Arts.
Yeah.
Art Museum is like
we could reach out to the museum. Take one of their guys. I'm sure a handful.
chair of the art department at Florida Southern.
Yeah, but I mean, is there a specific one, organization or art, and should we try to create some sort of
Do you want to reach out to the
thing-
Lakelander? We could reach out to the Lakelander and get
That's
maybe an
magazine.
editor or something. And
yeah.
it's an organization of some sort.
right. But if we could somehow create a sort of a calendar
Mhm.
that we said, okay,
This week,
this month is going to be about this, then we can start putting in our Facebook posts about Art City what the blog content was going to be about, because I think it will not always be what it is now.
Right, like
As we're starting up, I think it almost needs to become again.
eventually
the
the
product.
Lakeland Chamber of Commerce be have somebody from there here, because this is going to bring money into the city.
Yeah. But if we can create some sort of concept, because I think it'd be nice to say this week we are having a podcast with, and that person's group of people are invited to watch the podcast.
So do you want to make that an action item? Like, we need some people to sit down and at least throw together what they think
Or-
would be a rough schedule for
Maybe we could-
podcasting.
Yeah, or maybe
Maybe we should have topics, because then we could have specific people that were, not that we can't go off topic, but at least to start with, this person was invited because they came to talk about this topic with us. We're brainstorming, these are our ideas. What are your ideas on it? So
If everybody brought 5 topics, we could take and make it into a list and prioritize them on the ones we
Mm-hmm.
think are like the top 5. And then
Well,
you could schedule up the first 5 and then go
Yeah.
from there.
or we could actually communicate. I know I put everybody in a group at one point. If we just started communicating or create
We're
a
just grow a list.
subcommittees
Yeah.
and
Right.
yeah, or just again, maybe there's a list. I don't know that's available. If we create a Google connection somehow,
Yeah.
or whatever, so that we can do that. But don't ever expect me to look at something unless you told me to look at it. Because
to send him the email and then text him, check the email.
well, no, but I mean, if it's on a drive somewhere, it's not something that I look at all the time.
Right.
Oh,
Unless
yeah.
somebody's
Yeah.
telling me there's something there for me to see.
Yeah.
So if we posted something on the Facebook site, you would see it?
No. You'd have to say, hey, I just posted something to the
You got to
Facebook
be a little
site.
more
Dave, look at it.
proactive.
That's how he-
Dave's retired.
That Dave
We
is
should just be lucky
Dave
he
is
uses
very
a cell phone.
yeah. Dave is very interested in having interns, that do certain things, because social media is something that I think for me particularly kind of is spending my time doing that as opposed to what I want to do is cumbersome.
So you're like, intern, you're in charge of my Facebook page. Only inform me of the important things.
Well, not my Facebook page, but
Yeah.
whatever we
Keeping
do.
you updated on what's going on.
But
yeah.
from a communication standpoint, I'm not a good communicator on Facebook.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm going to sign us out because I got
Okay.
to go home so I can come back.
Yeah, you know?
Sign out.
All right.
Ants
Everybody
out.
have an awesome day. Ants out.
Hands out.
Hands out.
Felicity, every time